In the sleepy village of Umberley in Devon, 63-year-old jeweller Gavin Poulton is preparing for his 20th trip to Thailand.
3 pairs of trousers, and I'm sure that'll be one too many.
He's going to buy jewellery to sell in Britain and to visit his Thai business partner. Catherine, who's been married to Gavin for 40 years, will be staying at home in England.
I suppose in a way I'm envious of him going away, whilst at the same time I don't mind. I'm quite looking forward to being on my own for a month.
Gavin and Catherine had a conventional marriage until Gavin was in his early 40s, at which point he realised he was bisexual. Today, he and Catherine are still married, but have what's best described as an open relationship.
This is my partner, who I hope is running part of my business in Thailand. Here's a more sexy photograph of him. He wanted to pose in front of the camera. He wanted to look as sexy as possible.
As well as being his business partner, 28-year-old Lex is also Gavin's lover. While Gavin is with Lex in Thailand, Catherine will be making the most of Gavin's absence.
I suppose one could say that I've taken advantage of it and had my men friends and enjoyed myself that way. So being without Gavin is fine by me, and if I want to be alone, I will. But it's nice to know that there is a gentleman friend somewhere whose company I can call on, who might call in and have coffee.
Right. Bye-bye. See you in a month's time.
Take care.
After a gruelling flight, Gavin's plane has touched down in Bangkok, but Lex hasn't come to meet him.
It's useful having him around, and I like him in bed with me, but I don't mind whether he comes or whether he doesn't come. It wasn't exactly my first experience with a gay sexual contact. I met a really beautiful young lady in the Bois de Boulogne in Paris. I thought she was a prostitute, so we went a few hundred yards off the road. And I was fondling her breasts and feeling her bottom and kissing and cuddling. By the time I got down to feeling her legs and putting my hand between them, I found she got a cock as well. And it really was the most exciting few seconds of my life. I wasn't shocked after he'd knelt down and filleted me. We went back to the road and I offered him money, but he refused to take it. So he was there just for the excitement in the same way that I had been there just for the excitement. There's a large proportion of people who will say they're shocked by my attitude, but would secretly like to behave in the same way. I'm absolutely convinced of it.
Gavin has rented a flat on the west bank of Bangkok's main river.
Yeah, over there. Yeah. My attraction for Lex is more to do with business than it is to do with a physical relationship. Lex likes me because I'm more wealthy than he is. If somebody says they like me, I never know whether they like me for my money or for my face or for the size of the cough. I just take it all as superficial, just get as much enjoyment out of it as I can. This is the entrance to my apartment block.
Unbeknown to Gavin, he's about to be reunited with his Thai lover, who's been waiting for several hours.
Ah, I wondered if you would be waiting for me.
I want it a lot.
I ring and ring and ring. Where's your telephone?
No. I can close.
You close the telephone, yeah, that's why I didn't see you. And this young man is, I must introduce you, he's a cameraman for English television.
Oh, no.
So now you'll be on English television.
Okay,
I like your hair too. Hey, you look good.
Thank you.
There's another surprise waiting upstairs for Gavin. Lex hasn't come to Bangkok alone. At Gavin's apartment, which only has one bedroom, Lex has brought along half his family.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finish.
It is very difficult to understand that when I arrange to meet Lex, he turns up with his mother and 2 cousins. But one just has to accept that, because that is the way Thai people behave. He's looking well, yes, there's no problems with him at all. In fact, you're looking better because he's cut his hair now and it's not quite so long as it was. Am I the same as last time I was in Bangkok?
Yes.
You said I am more fat.
Yes, now you're fat. You're very young. It's number one. Much tomorrow.
Bex likes me to be smooth-faced. Catherine, she likes me to have whiskers, so I grow it again in England. Lex becomes very excited if I play with his nipples. This evening I shall be sleeping. This evening there's no plans for catching up. We'll be catching up over the next week or month.
Gavin and Lex have spent a couple of days catching up and are now heading off to a jewellery wholesaler's.
When I met Lex, it's fair to say that he was making ends meet, but he wasn't particularly solvent. I felt that he was a good salesman. He could sell, I could see that. So I allowed him to buy jewellery on my business account in Bangkok to try the market in Thailand. That started about 2 years ago. The business in Thailand is a partnership. It's almost exclusively run by him. It's just that I financed it. He's experienced some success with it, but I don't know exactly how successful it is, and that's one of the reasons I'm following him around the various places to see how he does the business.
Tucked away down a tiny alleyway, Gavin and Lex eventually find the shop they're looking for.
Look at it. I mean, just look at the amount of stock they've got here, and to look in every box would take me 2 days.
Gavin is losing patience.
I think I'm not buying anything at all. I am not going to spend all day looking through here and then we go to another two shop and I do the same thing, because the money for me is so small.
I know.
Yeah, so it's better that we do not do it anymore. I get on very well with Lex, but one of the problems is that if I go in and buy $1,000 worth of silver and he is with me, he undoubtedly will see things that he could also sell, and he always wants to stick it onto my bill. So I walked out of the shop because it means that he's still in there and he's going to have to pay for that jewellery that he buys himself.
Gavin decides to call his wife.
Is that Catherine? Oh, sorry, you sounded very young, I must say. I've just come out of one shop and I feel sort of a bit hot and sticky and fed up.
Sometimes you can ring for Catherine. I don't want to see, I don't want to know, I don't want to hear. Sometimes I tell it, sometimes okay.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad you're okay. Bye. But I think you're angry with me because you,
No, I'm not angry with you.
Gavin and Lex have left Bangkok and are en route to Lex's parents. They've driven 650 kilometres south of Bangkok, though once again, Gavin and Lex have little privacy.
Lex would like to go to sleep at 3 o'clock every morning, and I don't want to. So the relationship between Lex and I is like any other marriage. There is frictions and strains there. By and large, we seem to get on all right together.
The next morning, Gavin and Lex rise early and go to bathe in a hot volcanic pool. In this tranquil setting, Gavin is thinking about the effect Thailand has on his health.
I'm open to a lot more diseases out here than the Thais are, but unless I actually pick up a bug and become infected in my stomach, I find that the diet I have here makes my, if you're filming this, I'll put it nicely, my stools more solid than they are in England. 20 years ago, if I'd have seen Lex in his swimming trunks, I would have had an erection. There's no doubt about it. He's physically attractive. But then so are horses and dogs. I mean, I'm not just attracted to physically attractive boys. Well, I'm 63 now, and I really don't feel that sex is terribly important anymore. Oh, God, more. I just want the company of somebody who I find attractive. When I was 40, if I look you in your swimming costume,
Yes.
then Gavin cock come up. Okay, but now Gavin older.
Yes.
And okay, I look you same person, very beautiful, but cock not come up. Okay.
Okay.
I really don't understand the meaning of the word love. I have had extremely passionate feelings, which I would suppose must be love for three people. A young ladyboy called Moo in Thailand, an English antique dealer come jeweller, and my wife's sister originally.
Moo was Gavin's first Thai lover. After meeting him in Bangkok, Gavin fell in love and visited him a number of times over the next 2 years. The relationship began to fall apart in July 1990, when Moo arrived in the UK with serious health worries.
As there was the AIDS scare at that time, this is maybe 6 or 7 years ago, he and I were both tested for HIV. It turned out that Moo was positive. I was negative, and because I value my marriage to Catherine more than I value my relationships with other people, I terminated the relationship with Moo.
Because of the risk that Gavin could still develop HIV in the months after his test, he stopped sleeping with his wife.
We never really developed a sexual relationship again. She's been seeing this man now for about 4 or 5 years, I think. They seem to be content with each other, and she is also content with me.
Finally, the couple arrive at Lex's parents' house. Lex's family are wealthy by Thai standards, owning local orchards and rubber plantations, and they feel genuinely honoured to have Gavin stay with them.
When I'm here, I usually sleep with Lex in a semi-private part of the house, but we very rarely ever have any sexual congress in the house, mainly because there is no privacy in Thai houses. You never know when children are going to walk in. My relationship with everybody in the house is good, particularly with Lex's father, who makes an effort to be friendly towards me. The family know that Lex is gay. They know that Lex did some ladyboy shows when he was very young. I am pleased that they accept me as a friend of Lex. And my relationship with Lex, it's a relationship for me for pleasure. I'd like to see him develop his business more. But I don't want to feel committed to him. I don't want to feel that he's committed to me either. You viewers can make your own mind up about how maybe you think Catherine should behave towards me, or I should behave towards her. But we have found our own way of living, and we're still married, you know, after 40 years. There's a lot of you out there who aren't.
Sadly, a month after Gavin returned to Britain, he received the tragic news that Lex had been murdered during a robbery in his home village.
"25-year-old Richard lives and works at the Haregate pub in Shropshire. 2 years ago, he married the landlady Tina, who at 46 is almost twice his age, or something like that.
Yeah, there's 21 years difference between... No, there's 20 years difference between us, yeah. But we weren't together when you were 20.
No.
So I'm not twice. No, I'm not twice his age.
What makes this couple even more unlikely is that Richard used to go out with Tina's teenage daughter.
First met Amanda when I was 20. She was 14 at the time, but we just both went our own ways and decided to break up. At the time I was friends with Amanda's mum. There seemed to be something there that clicked between us.
Who wants serving?
Oh, Christ, sorry.
We'd gotten along so well that we decided to become a couple, and obviously later on we became husband and wife and got married.
Richard is now stepdad to his ex-girlfriend and Tina's 2 sons, including 9-year-old Daniel.
I found out my mum was with Richard about 3 years ago because my sister went out with him and then my sister dumped him and then he went out with my mum.
I think it's not an odd situation. You've seen young women with older men for years. and nobody ever blinks an eyelid at it. The situation at present is that we all live above the pub, so there's me, Richard, and my son, who's 21, and my youngest son, and my daughter Amanda, who's 19.
Amanda? No, we're just friends more than anything. Also, maybe like a sister she is to me.
I did discuss it with her before I got with Richard, and I suppose if she'd have said to me, no, I definitely don't want you and Richard to get together, I probably wouldn't have, you know, I wouldn't do anything to have hurt her. But no, she's been all right about it. She's, say, typical 19-year-old. We have good times, we have bad times, but none of it's affected by mine and Richard's relationship.
If they find it okay and they ain't got a problem with it, it's not really a problem end of the day.
I think they're really good together. They're really natural. You can tell that they're really in love.
Richard can't actually remember proposing to me. We were in a club and he'd had much too much to drink.
Just came out with it.
And said to me something stupid like, do you want to marry me? And I said, not until you get down on your knees.
I wasn't down on one knee with a ring in a box going, will you marry me?
I did say yes to him, but only because I wanted to get him off the floor a bit quickish because he looked a right fool.
The most important thing in a relationship is probably having a best friend there all the time, as well as someone to love who cares for me.
I love Richard because he makes me feel secure. We share the chores together, the pub. It's just nice to have somebody who's my equal, and yeah, and we do everything together, so yeah, that's why I love him. We're an unlikely couple because it's chalk and cheese. I'm fat, he's thin. I'm old, he's young. The one thing that really overcomes all the problems is our friendship and our love for each other, of course. And they say love conquers all, so it must do. Love.
Right.
68-year-old DJ Jock is the envy of the local Dobby and Joan, as he has snapped himself up a girlfriend young enough to be his great-granddaughter, 19-year-old Tony.
I first met Jock at a karaoke in Falmouth. He was on the mic behind the decks. I didn't really have that much time to talk to him, but he seemed really chatty, and that's when I first sung my first song ever before on the mic. I used to go to karaoke quite a bit then in the week, in the evenings, and then we started singing duets together, and he used to help me, give me singing lessons and things like that. So that's how it progressed really, just from singing together, we bonded together.
Despite Jock being over 3 times Tony's age, the couple have been together for nearly 1 year. But this isn't Jock's first dalliance with a younger lady.
It's always the younger woman that I'm attracted to, or they're attracted to me. Either way, but it's never been an older person, it's always been a younger person. With Tony being 19 and young, and I'm being 16 classed as old, yeah, there's a big difference in age is there.
People have to see me and Jock to see what our relationship's about and how much we care for each other and see what we're like. Not people just thinking, oh yeah, it's 48 years difference there. It looks a lot, but people actually have to know us and be with us to see what we're like together.
A 48-year age gap is bound to cause a stir, and Tony's parents did not take the news well, particularly as Jock was a family friend. That was.
Because of the age difference, I was worried about my family, how they would react, but we kept things quiet for a few months and see how we went, but well, I fell in love with them, so they found out in the end. They weren't too happy about it. They're friends with Jock before, they felt quite hurt that he'd gone behind their back with their daughter. They didn't have anything to do with me. They seem to have overcome that and they've just accepted it. They don't come to the house or anything, but they still see me. They've kind of accepted it in that way.
But it wasn't just Tony's parents who were shocked. Everyone was. 19-year-old Tony loves 68-year-old DJ Jock. He may remember the war, whereas she barely remembers Wham. But for Tony, age is only a number.
The best thing about Jock was his personality. He was very outgoing. I thought he was a very loving chap when I first met him. He felt really friendly and I felt comfortable with him.
Karaoke queen Tony may be comfortable with her bus pass boyfriend, but friends, young and old, were less than comfortable at first.
When Tony first started going out with Jockey, I was shocked, but I was happy.
Well, I've known Jockey now for about 35 years, and known Tony for about just over 12 months. I saw it develop over several months, and yeah, it did shock me.
When I was shocked, it was only because I just didn't expect it. It was one of those things you just don't expect, and when it happens, it happens. I mean, I was cool about it, because they're great together, but I was just sort of shocked.
Well, being a father and a grandfather,
I was a bit miffed about it really, but as long as they're happy, Tony knows what she's doing, Jockey knows what he's doing. As long as they're happy together, it's okay with me.
I heard he's got a big so rock on Tony. He's had plenty of years of practice to carry on.
And once they've finished making sweet music together, carry on they will.
Thank you, you're so kind, thank you.
In Cornwall, 19-year-old Tony and 68-year-old Jock, with an age gap just short of half a century, are having a spot of pillow talk, looking back on their unlikely love affair.
I sent Jock one text message asking about singing lessons, and then you started texting back.
As time went on, we just got closer and closer together. That's what
Jock just
happened.
couldn't control himself.
That was nice.
Oh, no.
We had good fun.
I didn't do all the chasing. I did not do all the chasing.
No, you didn't do all the chasing.
We were both hinting each other on, really, weren't we?
Yeah.
Through the texting. We texted like 4 hours that night.
Non-stop.
Yeah.
But it was a laugh, isn't it?
I can't really remember.
I knew then there was something, had to be some tunes by the way the answers would come back on the text, isn't it?
I can't remember how we decided to meet up, though.
No.
Oh, I can, but yeah. I had a cold, you see, I had a bad chest.
Oh, it had to be rubbed, didn't it?
Yeah.
You had a bad chest, didn't you? A bad cold. But it was nice.
You can't say that! What, rubbing my chest was nice?
I think we have proved people wrong because we got on very well together and we are very happy together. And we've been through a lot of bad times with our parents and all one thing and another. But we have pulled through it, and I think they will have our parents. And still do to this day. And I hope they can see things our way, and that I do love her and care for her a lot. And our relationship now, we're in a very, very strong relationship, very compatible. And I like to keep going on the way we've been going and see what happens a bit further down the line, because nobody knows what tomorrow, next day or a week turns out. But I love her dearly and I want to stay with her.
Tony is so sure that Jock is the man for her that she would like to fill their love nest with a patter of tiny feet.
She asked about having a baby, and I said, well, you've got the right to God, see about babies. So she wrote a letter to God, and I thought it was very, very nice that she wrote. Have I got it? Dear God, I live with my lover, Jockey Boy, and I love him with all my heart.
Anyway, he told me to write to you because I would like to ask you for a baby. I'll be the best mum in the world and be kind all the time, even to Jockey Boy. I'll even stop smoking and drinking. Please reply in my belly, ASAP. All my love, Tony, the most beautiful and loving woman in the whole wide world.
God will reply to you, he will reply to you, in one way or another.
Still waiting.
But until that reply makes it to Cornwall, practice makes perfect.
Jesus Christ, no, I did not.
That's only joking.
Don't get extra small.
Pip Bratby lives alone near Hastings. At home there's more pressure to behave, so she's off to Lanzarote in search of young love.
I would like to meet a younger man, say up to the age of 40. I do like flat tum, small bum and nice legs.
She wants a toy boy because she's lonely since being widowed 8 years ago. Her husband was the artist John Bratby.
I was married to my dear John. I was married to him for 20 years. He was dancing around on his birthday, singing Now I'm 64. That same day, he dropped dead at my feet in the street. I don't mourn him anymore. He wouldn't want me to. He'd want me to enjoy myself. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm going to do in Lanzarote.
Pip won't need to pack any clothes because where she's going, she won't need them.
I fancied doing a naturist thing. It's a bit cold now, so I've got a T-shirt on. I usually go around with nothing on. Of course, anybody who's around here just sees me in all my glory. Well, jolly good luck to them.
This isn't her first brush with nudity. During her marriage, she posed for John, and she recently took up posing for pornographic photos for local photographers.
I put ads in the papers for modelling, and I did do quite well off that, because there aren't any older ladies who will pose They want you with a cucumber up your front or a carrot up your back. I'm a bit of a naughty girl, that's it. Yeah. Well, I'm jolly lucky to be naughty at 70, aren't I?
In Lanzarote, Pip spends the first couple of days enjoying the naturist way of life and checking out the talent around her.
Look your best. Yeah. Oh no, you've got to turn your best side. I can't believe it when I get up here in the morning. I think, well, I haven't got to put anything on. And I know I'm terribly fat, but it doesn't even matter what you look like. Nobody stares at you, they just chat at you as if you've been to the supermarket, which you just probably have.
After a good search, Pip discovers that young single men are in short supply at the naturist resort, so she decides to search further afield.
Well, I've seen some nice legs and nice bums around. And some flat tummies around. But I haven't managed to click anything yet. But do not despair, because I've never been hard up for a gorgeous young man. No, I haven't. Oh, God, I'm cheeky, aren't I? I did get off with a very young man. He was in the Maldives, that's right. He was about 20. He was absolutely gorgeous, but he was so shy. I had to show him what to do. He didn't know what to do.
Over the past couple of years, Pip has had a lot of success in finding younger men by advertising in the personal columns, and she's found that age is no barrier.
I have had a very active sex life, I'm happy to say, from a young man who was 17. Ooh, he did more than cuddle up in my bed, I'll tell you that. I'm a very erotic lady. I'm far more erotic now than I was when I was young.
Pip finds it an uphill struggle trying to find an eligible man at the top of this mountain, but still feels that love can't be far away.
Look, my great big bed is huge. I haven't found anybody to share it with yet. But I will.
Next morning, Pip heads south to the capital, Arrecife. Yesterday was disappointing, but Pip's ever the optimist.
I'll follow that one. I wasn't too old for them, that was for sure. They might have been too old for me. Oh, they'll do for an afternoon span. Both of them.
Pip decides to try her luck elsewhere. In the past few years, she's found no shortage of younger men wanting to fool around and have fun with her, but finding someone who would take things more seriously and rid her of her loneliness is difficult. As the tourists admire the view, Pip does some sightseeing of her own.
No fanciable chaps. I know I'm going to find him. I know I am. Slender, slim, athletic. I know I am.
Pip spots a likely chap and wastes no time in trying to impress him with her unique chat-up style.
So what are we going to do? We're going to go down here somewhere and crawl around. I'll crawl around with you anytime. I better clear up before his girlfriend comes. Or she give me a slap around the shops.
Once again, Pip's heading home alone. With no joy in Lanzarote, Pip is already preparing to return to her tried and tested method of finding a partner back home.
Erotic, genuinely lovely lady, age 70, writing to one of those contact magazines, good-looking younger men. So I just have a go at it, and they pushed in for 3 months.
and they put your photograph in and we just see what happens.
And she's already chosen the photo she's going to place.
It's a semi-nude. Well, somebody's written on the back. You are not the only gorgeous nudie. Now, who wrote that? Well, Lanzarote has been quite a disappointment, really, because I've done very well when I've been abroad other times. Well, I think when you're 40, 50, never mind 70, you just think you've had it. And you curl up and die. Whew. Not me. What I do miss is the kisses and the cuddles. I don't see why I should have to do without it, so I'm not going to. I'm going to keep on looking until I found it.
Break your balls. In Yorkshire, 41-year-old mother of 5, Terry is married to her 23-year-old toy boy, Phil. Their 18-year age gap isn't the only reason why people would call them unlikely lovers.
I think we're unlikely lovers because of our age difference.
18 years difference.
Yeah, and maybe it's because she was in my son's class at school.
Phil had been mates with Terry's eldest son, Dean, since he was 4 years old.
I was a little bit, at the time, I was a little bit upset about it.
And the lads used to hang around together after school.
I used to watch them all play football on the green. Phil always used to sort of be on his own, kicking a ball around and that, and he used to be the one that stood out, and he always used to be a lot more grown up than the rest of them.
And when Phil was 17, Terry noticed how grown up he was, and he started standing out more and more.
I just realised that maybe he's had some sort of feelings for you, but I just didn't quite know what they were. I just thought to myself, no, this can't be right. He was in Dean's class, I've been to parents' evenings. You know, it's just not the done thing, really.
But one summer evening, Terry couldn't hold back her feelings any longer, and she made her move on a schoolboy son's friend.
I always remember you walking out and you had Dean and Scott with you. I called you back and I kissed you, and I thought, oh God, I don't do things like that, but I did, and I come in and I didn't regret it, but I did in a way, because I thought, you're never going to speak to me again. You're going to think, what's an old crone like her doing kissing me?
Full bore on kiss.
It was tongues. It was a naughty kiss. But it was one that meant that you'd come back for another one the next day. Well, when I was 18, you had nappy on. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't think that, would you really? When you look at it, I don't think so. But when you look at it like that, that sounds quite ugh. But it's not ugh.
It might not have been weird for Terry and Phil, but Dean, Terry's son and Phil's friend, certainly thought it was.
Dean, you're going to ask your dad for some pocket money. So I'll just tell him to F off.
After a summer snog, the couple began seeing each other in secret until Terry decided it was time to tell her son, Dean, that she had a new boyfriend, his good mate, Phil.
Dean was actually drunk. I told him, because I felt really brave then. And I just said, look, Dean, I'm seeing somebody. He went, oh, who? Anyone I know? Oh, God. And I went, yeah, Phil. And he went, Phil? Phil who? I went, Phil who was in your class at school, your friend. And he went, what? Like that. And I always remember him look. He didn't say a lot.
I was a little bit, at the time, I was a little bit upset about it.
When he obviously thought about it and sobered up, and he just said, at the end of the day, you know, Mum, we're all going to grow up and leave home, and you're going to be on your own, so you've got to make a life for yourself, and as long as you don't get hurt. And I just thought that was something really, really nice to say.
It was fine. It gradually got all right, and I saw that, like I say, I saw that he was making her happy.
In 2002, Terry and Phil got married, 3 years after their first kiss. And Phil is stepfather to 5 kids, but his eldest stepson is still the good friend he went to school with.
We had a few digs from a lot of our friends making jokes. He's your dad and that. I get in a bit of a grump about it, but he just laughs it off. Everyone says to me how happy they are together, and that's time has shown me that there's nothing wrong with it, to be quite honest.
Life goes on. God, we're old news, mate. Talk about someone else. It's just part of our life. We're together and that's it. I've always wanted to be in your skin and be part of you because you're everything. You're nice. So I love everything about you. And your skin's big enough to fit me in as well. Just everything. There's not one thing that I could say. It's not nice. Actually, there is. But I can't say on national TV. Your farts stink. Especially when you've been eating tuna. But otherwise, I'll still get in your skin.
Working up a sweat in Bradford are an unlikely couple with a 19-year age gap. Allie is 47, whereas her toy boy lover, Simon, is just 28.
Going out with Simon, being so much younger and being my gorgeous toy boy lover, it does keep you young and it makes you feel more vibrant and more sexy. I mean, I still look at younger women and think, oh gosh, I'm sure he'd rather go out with them. But I do feel younger since I started going out with Si, except when we both look in a mirror together and then I sort of look at him and think, oh God, who's that old hag with my boyfriend? And then I realise it's me.
Allie and Simon first met 5 years ago at school, where they both work.
I first saw Si when he used to come and fix my computer, and he really impressed me because he touched types like a secretary, and I've never seen a man typing like that before, and I was really impressed. Thought, oh, that's clever.
Fast forward to the office Christmas party where, after a few sherries, Allie had one thing on her mind: Simon.
We were all chatting and I kind of thought, I wonder where that nice young man is. I'd like to give him a kiss. So I went to see him in his office and I went in and I was a bit shy. I said, is it okay if I come into your office? And he said, yeah, it's okay, yeah, it's fine. And I said, is it okay if I come a bit nearer? And I walked a bit nearer to him and I said, is it okay if I come even nearer still? So I ended up where I was right touching him like this.
It was a bit of a shock for her to be so forward. I didn't think people would be that way. And I just thought she was joking at first.
But Simon quickly realised that people did act like that, and he was hooked and hungry for more.
I could certainly live without sex for a long time, but not when I'm actually living with a sexy young man. So it depends on the circumstances you're in, but it's certainly, we are very, very close when we're physical with each other. I think we're very compatible.
Yeah, I'd say we're very compatible.
We're very compatible. I have an orgasm every time we have sex. And I think that's unusual for women.
Excuse me while I die.
Sorry.
Just the one?
No, I have loads. And they're all from penetrative sex, which I think is very unusual.
You can't say that.
Allie was a divorced mother of one when she and Simon got it together. And although Allie was ecstatic about taming her toy boy lover, her daughter Georgia was less than thrilled.
Everybody likes asking, how's your brother? And things like that. And I'm like, he's not my brother, he's my stepdad. And they're like that. So it was a bit weird. When I first met Simon, I was really jealous because I thought my mum was spending too much time with him and not enough time with me. So I used to never talk to Si, and I used to always ignore him when he talked to me. But then I just thought, well, if my mum's happy, then I'll just be happy. So I started to talk to him more, and he ended up being really nice.
Simon, Allie and Georgia now all live together happily, and it looks like a case of 3 is a family for the foreseeable future.
And now we're really, really good friends. Apart from the fact when I'm arguing with my mum, which is a lot, he always goes on her side. And whenever he's arguing with my mum, I always go on his side, so it's unfair.
Allie does make me feel a little bit more mature at times. Although you don't like me going down the aisles in the supermarket on the trolley with my legs up in the air. You don't like that though, do you? No.
The only thing I wish is that I could wave a magic wand and I could be 28 again, because, you know, I was gorgeous when I was 28 and I would have been such a lovely girlfriend for him then.
Gorgeous now. I see our future together as being happy. Obviously at some point I can see us getting married.
If Si ever asks me.
That's true. Anyway.
I think even if we don't ever get married, I think we'll be together forever, if not for a long time. I can't think of anything that would split us up, because obviously we've had problems and we've had things to sort out between us. We just seem to know how to love each other, and I can't see anything splitting us up. I really can't, unless I stop having those orgasms.
You mention orgasms again.
Sorry.
Bibbs is 42 and Tony is 62. Unlikely lovers with a 20-year age gap, and that's just for starters.
I think we are an unlikely couple to look at, but I can't see us as an unlikely couple because I think we are the perfect couple.
Bibbs might not see the differences, but most other people do.
When we're walking out, it's quite funny. Tony has been called my dad a few times, which we laugh at, and I think he's quite proud about. Go! They stare at me anyway, because the way I dress, first they see my clothes and then they perhaps think, God, Tony, are you really with that girl?
These unlikely lovers still live in the same Cornish town where Bibbs grew up as the local wild child, and where Tony came to work as a copper over 30 years ago.
I came here as a uniformed policeman in 1972. 28 years old, Bibbs would have been 9. And who would have thought that now we're married? Over the years, I never took any notice of Bibbs. I knew who she was, like I knew every youngster in the town as I did at that time.
Tony had just separated from his wife when he came to Wadebridge, and the last thing he expected was to find love in the pub, and at first he didn't.
I would come down here on a Friday or Saturday night and stand at the bar, as I usually did, just to be with people. I used to come here because I was lonely, and I certainly wasn't looking for another relationship. In fact, that was the last thing on my mind at that time. And I say this is pretty much the spot, really, where we first started to talk.
Here's my best coat. Tony's lovely trousers. Black.
Bibbs dresses the way she wants to dress, and that's what I really like. She just does her own thing. You just can't keep her down. I always say she bounces around like a bloody great fat budgie, you know.
With my lovely new boots.
I wouldn't say she was a rebel, but she was pretty close to when she was younger.
We knew Tony, or Mr. PC First, as we knew him. I can remember plenty of times back then when I done like backies on a push bike, and he'd say, "Hey, you, Keith, get off your bike now!" And I'd say, "Oh my God, that's that bloody first again." As kids, really hated him.
We argued almost from the time we met, almost to dawn.
It was all about, I hated policemen, and I thought he was pompous, arrogant.
I saw things differently. I certainly believed in what I did as a policeman. Yeah, we were very unlikely at the time.
Unlikely, yes. But as they say, love and hate are very similar emotions.
Not a lot attracted me to Tony to start with, but gradually over the weeks, I wanted to go back and see him. He was intelligent, he was so funny, and I can remember thinking perhaps one Friday night I'll dress up a bit better. So I dressed up and I met him, and that's when he asked me if I wanted to go out for something to eat. It must have been quite funny actually for people to see us, because Tony in his staid clothes when we first met, and I would be bare feet, no knickers, no bra, a little t-shirt. It must have looked funny.
You could feel the stares as you walked down the street. You knew people were looking at you because of the way Babe's dressed, the way I was, and certainly the town back then knew us. Oh yeah, we were looked at, we were talked about. I wouldn't say we were quite a scandal, but bloody hell, it was close to.
Well, close to home, it was quite the scandal. Just ask Babes' mum and dad.
We were shocked.
Utter disbelief.
Yes. Eddie tried to talk her out of it. We couldn't accept it to start with, could we?
No.
No. They decided to get married, but on the wedding day, Eddie took her out for a quiet drink to see if she really wanted to get married. And she did, so we accepted it, and now it's got on, it's lovely.
And Babes and Tony have been happily married for the last 19 years. They've never looked back, working together.
Oh, thanks, little one.
Playing together.
Good?
Yeah.
And always laughing together.
Me and my bait digging. God, Tony, good bait digging.
Yeah, it's not bad, Babes.
Tony's the best bait digger in the whole of the West. They call him JCB, wasn't there, Tony?
Yeah.
Tony, this must be true love, darling.
That's all it is.
Yeah. My feet are stuck.
We've had 19 happy years, and anybody who can have 19 happy years in their time, it's got to be worth it, because 19 years is a long, long, long time.
Another one, Tone. From the minute we wake up, we're together, to the time we go to bed. We're boring old farts, really. We go to bed at 9 o'clock sometimes, and we're happy to read our papers and do whatever lovers do in bed. Just remember, as they get older, they like it more, but it's very quick.
In South Yorkshire live the Potts. Graeme is 49 and his wife Joanna is just 24. Now, putting aside the quarter of a century age gap, there's also the small matter of Graeme meeting Joanna through her mother. And they were engaged at the time.
She was only a 14-year-old schoolgirl at this time. Me and her hit it off, chatting. I was cooking dinner at the time.
Like, oh, my mum's picked a good one here. You're quite jokey. Didn't have any impressions of fancying him, if that's what you mean.
I'd been with her mum at that point 2 years, and we were engaged. But I called it off. I moved out.
And I said, well, I ain't stopping here, because I didn't really get on with my mum. So I said, I'm coming with you. So he got a house with 2 bedrooms, and I went and moved in with him.
Joanna left school at 16 and went to work for Graeme, but it didn't take long for business to turn to pleasure.
We went out one night and then got a bit drunk, and then I ended up with him.
When we got in, I went off to bed. And as far as I knew, Jo had gone off to bed. What I didn't realise was that it was my bed she was planning on going to. So I'm half asleep, and Jo crept into the bedroom and got into bed with me, and it started from there. So I can honestly, hand on heart, say, yes, I was seduced. I didn't complain.
I think he fancied me though before, but he didn't say so.
Mother was none too pleased about it. We've had a few raised eyebrows when we say that I used to be engaged to Jo's mum, and there's 25 years age gap between us. Nobody's frowned on us for it. We've had no nasty reactions from anyone now. Oh, everybody gets on fine. John and my ex-wife get on fine. Joanna's father has remarried, and you know we regard them as in-laws, even though my mother-in-law is actually younger than me. My father-in-law, I think, is about 3 years older than me. My son is 1 year younger than my wife, but no, everyone gets on fine. There's not a problem at all. Nobody's had any problem with it whatsoever.
That's everyone apart from Graeme's ex-fiancée, who is also Joanna's mother.
I've seen her and she's hurled abuse at us not that long ago. But she says that she'd take me in with open arms if I split up with Graeme, but I don't particularly want her to take me in with open arms.
Joanna and Graeme tied the knot 3 years ago and have a 6-year-old daughter called Alicia. Graeme also has 2 other daughters, and the Potts clan have come to Wales for an even larger family reunion. They're going to visit Graeme's son and introduce 24-year-old Joanna to her new grandson, Rhys.
I think this is what the Continentals describe as brunch. Righty then.
Where's our Sheila? You've locked her in. It locks you in, you know. You're lucky.
Right, so after a false start and a forgotten child, now they're off to see the grandchild.
With Martin living down in Wales, obviously, we don't see him that often. He's got his own life down there. My 2 other girls live with their mum, and I'm going to have the opportunity to be with all 4 of my children and my grandson all at the same time, which is quite special for me, really.
We've never been here before, actually. Yeah. So we now know where his son lives and his girlfriend, so we're very happy.
You can always rely on family to speak their minds. And the rest of the family say they're happy with their 20-something stepmom.
Doesn't bother me with the age now, as long as I'm happy.
Because she's only like really young and she don't really like being called a grandma. So it's funny.
You know, whether I'm against it or not, it's not for me to say, but no, I get on with them both fine. I seem very happy.
Cheese.
So, with the extended family happy enough, the Potts look set for a happy ever after.
I've never felt like this before. It's taken me nearly 50 years to find contentment, but I have. So, yeah, I know it's right.
I'll look after him when he gets old and wrinkly. Promise.
Georgina is a 53-year-old Reiki healer, better known as the village witch. She lives amid the peaceful rural setting of Pembrokeshire with her heavy metal husband Steve. Steve is an ex-army officer who now works as a removal man and spends most of his week on the road.
If anyone looks at Steve and I, nobody would ever put us together. And Steve drinks, he smokes, he loves his heavy metal, and I'm nothing like that, you see. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I'm vegetarian, I do my healing. Nobody ever puts us together.
But Steve's return home means that Georgina has to say goodbye to the peace and quiet and clean country air.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Mr. Bear.
Steve's a bear, and he's always been Bear. The children have always called him Bear. He's a bit of a wild man. Not to be upset, as you see, he's a big guy.
When he comes home, he does cause a little bit of chaos. He is a bit like that, but then that's the way he is, you know. He's a bear, and bears cause mess sometimes.
Everybody happy?
No,
Why not?
not now you've got those disease things in your hand.
Hey, if it wasn't for these, the NHS would be in a right mess, I tell you now.
Rubbish.
I'm contributing so much to this country, I think I might even vote.
If it wasn't for them, you'd have more energy.
Steve and Georgina married 19 years ago, when Steve was just 21 and Georgina was 35.
I wouldn't want to be with anybody my own age now, because if you're with somebody your own age, you tend to get older. Now Steve has kept me young.
Being ex-army, I'm totally used to this terrain. Stand back, Mrs. Bear.
He's given me the incentive to do the things that I probably never would have done, the confidence to do the things I would have done, and I don't think you get that with somebody that's more or less your own age. I miss him more now, I think, than when he was in the army, because he'd go away and I knew he was going to be away 6 to 9 months at a time. But now when he goes away, I don't like being apart from him, because I know he's a pest and he does drive me up the wall, but it's lovely to come home and know he's there, and I do miss him terrible, and I don't sleep well without him, I have to say, so I can't wait for him to come home, even if it's only 2 or 3 days.
Almost a professional, eh? Nearly full. I do like to come home, but I like working away as well, because I always think that the sign of a happy marriage is when you're not together for long periods of time and each other off.
And to prove his point, while Georgina does a spot of Reiki healing, Steve goes in for some beer drinking.
Good evening, Gregor. I'm glad you made it happen. We're having a bit of Motrin.
The following morning, Georgina is up bright and early collecting garlic, while Steve is still sleeping off the night before.
If I know anything of that bear, he'd be killed him on that settee, fast asleep. But he'll wake up when I go in. I'm thirsty, tahagi, which is his word for cup of tea, which is what he used to use when he was a little boy. Mr. Bear's asleep. Knew he would be. It's garlic. It's your favourite.
Oh, well.
It's your favourite.
Oh.
It's not honourable, you love it.
I want tahagi.
Did you say that?
While Steve catches up on his beauty sleep, Georgina gets him ready for yet another week on the road.
But I know that Steve's always protected. I always protect him. And I write little symbols out for him, and I never let Mr. Bear go anywhere without them.
For these unlikely lovers, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
OK, Mrs. Bear.
OK, Mr. Bear. I miss you.
I miss you too.
That Tuesday?
Yep.
Our wedding anniversary Wednesday.
Did no monging about on the way?
No. You give us a safe journey.
I will do,
Great
Palomino.
protection symbols.
Yep.
Oh, I miss you, Mr. Bear.
OK, pal.
It's not the same without a pal.
On my way. Right, pal, I'll ring if I said you can, OK? You know, so.
I love you.
I love you too. See you later.
Safe journey, Bear. And I always stand here and I Reiki the lorry. It says he has a nice, safe, clear journey. And I do it till I can't see it anymore. And I think of him every step of the way. OK, creatures, it's just us now. It's just not the same without my pal. I never, ever stop missing him, even though I should be used to it after the army days, but I never will be.
Two months ago, 54-year-old glamorous Gran Jean checked out and seduced 32-year-old Ross when he came to stay at her hotel in Blackpool.
We met when Ross came over here for a few days for a break, and then he wanted a few more days, and then he wanted a few more days, and we thought, we're not going to get rid of him. And then we just went out a couple of times, and I thought, yeah, I like him. And then he said, well, I really, really must go home. You know, I've been here like 2 months now. And I thought, I don't want him to go home. I really don't want him to leave. So I told him. So then we became a couple.
How's that?
Well, that's much better, thank you.
Does that sort of...
I see something at the bottom there.
Oh, well, it wasn't me. It's almost like we've been living together from the start, isn't it? Because of the situation. So, I mean, usually that's not something you jump into immediately, is it, really, in a relationship? But...
No, but we have, and it's great, and it works. The age gap never worried me. I mean, before I met Ross, I went out with younger guys as well. Not because I consciously went out to look for somebody younger, but just, I don't know, I just find them more interesting, really. I find old men rather boring, to be perfectly honest.
It's like when I first met her, and she said, and I found out she was 54, I was quite shocked. I would have said she was about 45, something like that. I wouldn't have said she was 35, obviously, but there's no way I would have said she was 54.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of people said, oh, is that your son? And I just laugh and say, no, it's my boyfriend, you know, and they say, oh, sorry, and look a bit embarrassed. And they might be embarrassed, I'm not. And I see these women with old men, I'm thinking, God, rather them than me, you know. Are you going to come and molest me while I'm ironing then, like you promised? I was getting the urge, aren't we? Don't matter if it's a hotel or anything, does it, or where we are? Buses, trains, anything. I mean, working in a hotel and there's beds everywhere. I mean, sometimes you think, oh, yes, that'd be nice.
That's the trouble. If we did, though, we'd have to bloody make the thing again, wouldn't we? So.
And it'd be never-ending, mate, wouldn't it?
Yeah. When I talk about a dirty weekend, this isn't exactly what I have in mind, but there you go.
With the chores done, Jean and Ross are all set for an afternoon of pleasure that can't be put into words. 54-year-old Jean and her 32-year-old toy boy Ross are out in the sunshine. But it isn't just the weather that's hot.
Physical side of it, it's good,
Sex gets better as you get older because you get more confident. Well, hopefully you've had more experience. You've got to have sex at least 3 times a week to keep everything going, your heart rate and everything ticking over nicely. So that's my excuse. More like 3 times a night.
She's got a lot of tricks up her sleeve, believe me, she has. I've still got a few to find out, but dear me. She doesn't seem to me as being that much older than me. I've had a couple of, shall we say, flings, as it were, with older women, but nothing long-term about it. But I remember a girl I was going out with for a bit, and to be honest, I fancied her mum more than I fancied the girl, but there's definitely something about older women, definitely.
When I'm going out with younger guys, I'm always thinking, well, at some point in the future, perhaps they're going to sort of want to have a, settle down, get married, have a family. Well, of course, I've been there, done all that. I have no intention of having more children, obviously, so sometimes that can cause a problem. I've split up with people over that before, and obviously I've been quite upset. I mean, if that happened with us, I'd be heartbroken, but with Ross, I don't sort of dwell on it. I just want to make the most of him while I've got him, and the future can take care of itself.
We shall wait and see, shan't we?
Biker granddad Mike Edwards is a 62-year-old unconventional widower from Carmarthen in South Wales. After several attempts at finding a lifelong soul partner locally, Mike decided that his home culture had failed him and looked further afield.
I lost the wife 9 years ago. Realised, I think, over a period of time after bereavement that I was a couples person. But then I thought of the internet and I thought, well, why not? And trawling around and on these dating agencies, I find most of them, either in this country or, say, America, they're either dogs looking for support for their children, or they go-get-it types who are expecting you to have at least $100,000 a year income. But this particular lady just just came straight out at me, what she said and how she looked and so on. She's 34. I'm 62. Far too young for me. I should be ashamed of myself.
After 6 weeks pounding the keys of their PCs, Cybercupid pointed her joystick in Mike and Nina's direction.
Something sort of magical started happening somehow. Like as if it got out of our control, almost. I asked her if she was interested in getting married, and she wrote back and said yes, yes, yes. So I thought, well, maybe we better get to meet each other first before we make a final decision on that one. And I'm leaving on my jet plane tomorrow.
So after just 6 weeks of tapping, sending and receiving, 2 phone calls and a proposal of marriage...
Oh, God, I've never been as nervous in my life before.
Mike is ready to fly to the Ukraine to play a game of Russian roulette. With no direct flights, his first stop is Istanbul, where he's scheduled a 2-day stopover, before flying on to the Ukraine to meet Nina, the woman he's never met, yet hopes to marry.
I'll have to get my friends to come out here if Nina and I ever get married, and they can buy us wedding presents from here. You imagine having an exotic Eastern woman doing a belly dance for you in the bedroom, privately for you? Wow. We live on dreams. We live on dreams.
Mike goes to sort his airline tickets for tomorrow's flight.
When do you want to go? Tomorrow?
We're going tomorrow, yeah.
After the 1st of April, they changed their schedule, and they are flying now every Tuesday and Friday.
So I can't go till Friday?
You can go, but you cannot go till Friday.
Till Friday? Wow, that's a change of plans.
Friday.
Friday.
2:30 p.m.
I have to wait here till Friday. I just hope the money doesn't run out. I just hope I can let Nina know. Because I just have to find somewhere that's got the internet and email her, I guess.
Things get even worse for Mike, who's on a tight budget, as the internet keeps failing to deliver his emails and he's forced to make an expensive phone call to the Ukraine.
Hello, Nina. Is Nina home?
No.
Mike here. No? Nina's not there?
No. Nina, no.
Ah, this is Mike.
I'm sorry.
This is Mike.
I don't know who you are.
You don't know who I am?
No.
You are Nina's mother?
Maybe.
Ninoshka's mother?
Yes.
You kidding me? You don't know who I am?
No, I don't know.
You're Nina. Nina, you naughty girl. Here I am worrying about you.
Why?
Why? Because I don't know if you had my message, whether you're expecting me today, or whether you know that...
Where?
Huh?
Where?
Well, you know, if you had an email from me, telling...
I don't know who you are.
Nina! You're speaking to a man here who's a little bit worried.
It's so funny.
Yes, so funny? Ah, right, so you're not Ninochka Bogdanova. Yes, you are, I know from your laugh. Huh?
No.
No?
No.
I have the wrong number.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I apologize. I put the phone down. Good night.
Good night.
Wow. What do we make of that?
So not knowing whether he's simply got the wrong number for Nina or if she's trying to give him the Ukrainian heave-ho, Mike's forced to continue the journey a worried man.
I've arrived here now in Simferopol, and Nina's son Max was there at the airport to meet me. It's pretty obvious now that the number I got through to from Istanbul last night was the wrong number. So she must at least have had my email, and at last beginning to believe that I will very soon meet Nina.
Execution block or gateway to heaven?
It seems like love at first sight for Mike and Nina, and in the initial flush of romance, Mike feels he has finally found his soulmate.
I think she likes me. I think she's quite pleased. She is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm gobsmacked with her. She's bloody gorgeous.
Nina lives with relatives, so Mike pays for a flat she's rented for his month's stay. Unbelievably, the random love machine of the internet appears to have made another successful cyber match.
These days we have, it was one of the most beautiful days in my life. Today I thought that maybe it's because he's very sexual. He has a sexual power, maybe that's the reason. All my life I dreamed about such passion. I never knew what is this, and it happened.
You're fucking crazy.
Oh yes.
After almost a week of intense passion and laughter, reality suddenly and unexpectedly brings the couple back down to earth.
We've been here 6 days now, and there's some things that I've seen now that makes me think that Nina and I must spend more time together talking about serious things. Clothes are dropped where they're taken off, all over the house. Nothing is put away, nothing can be found. There is no order. The floors are sticky with dirt, and Nina doesn't even notice this.
And today I realized why I have different feelings to Mike when we're at home, when I see only his face, and when I feel him, and I have different feelings to him when I see him. When I see him outside, when we go out, I don't feel his spirit much, I don't see his eyes, his face, I don't feel his hands, and I see him how he looked.
Yeah, why?
And
Is that not good?
No, I don't like it.
I think if you want breakfast, you must be here when I do breakfast, not me do breakfast for myself. Now, you come later, I do breakfast for you again.
If you would make breakfast for you and yourself, and you just can leave for me my breakfast.
She's totally impractical, totally without common sense, and totally irresponsible.
We told you that we want to sleep until 9. We asked you to wake us up. You're so, so idiot that don't understand anything, just this and that. What are you talking about? You understand very, very well everything, but you just you don't want to be honest with yourself. You don't want to say yes. I acted like a piece of shit.
We have to sort these things out. That's about the size of things here. I yet don't know the outcome of what this might be.
After an emotional heart-to-heart, they decide it would be best for Mike to fly back to Wales the very next day.
We sat in the forest and we talked, and we both of us, I think, knew that we could only bring each other unhappiness. And this is not what either of us wanted for each other or for ourselves. And it's a sadness to us both that this may take us apart.
Mike leaves today, and it's 2 weeks earlier than he thought. skin. And I didn't cry for him, I cried for myself.
I've known for quite some time now just how much I love Nina. But this is one of the situations where love isn't enough. There has to be other things.
Mike is a very big part of my life and very important. And it never happened to me before what happened with us. It was not because he's a bad guy, it was other reason. And I know now this reason. I know that because he felt that I didn't love him.
Now back home in Carmarthen, Mike feels that his love affair is not completely over.
Yeah, I sent Nina 3 letters, and I've had 3 back off her. It's still very warm, very loving. Maybe this isn't the end of the story. I'm happy to be here right now, on my own. Just for now.
48-year-old ex-taxi driver Mark Cookson from Enfield in North London was looking for a change of scenery when he came to Koh Samui 3 years ago. Marital problems and bankruptcy had left Mark feeling that there was nothing for him in Britain.
Left an ex-wife and 2 children. She ran off with her boyfriend, and it was a lot harder for me to get the children back on a Sunday than it was not to see them. So now I'm 6,000 miles away, and it's a lot easier for me to cope with that.
3 years on, Mark is happy and settled with his 30-year-old Thai wife Christy, who he met in Bangkok.
What you want to buy, you can buy here very, very cheap. This one, 10 baht.
I came to Thailand with £1,500 and walked into a bar and started talking to Christy, and basically said
but
she was in Bangkok.
after 5 days of a full sexual relationship, Christy dropped the bombshell that she had in fact been born a man.
I tell Mark, yeah, I'm man. Mark surprised. Mark cried.
I found out and had a heart attack. And I told Christy she had to go, and I didn't want to see her anymore, and I thought, what the hell have I done? And then a couple of days later I bumped into Christy again, and we were talking, we went to have something to eat, and I thought, well, what the hell, you know? I'm in Thailand, and I was happy for that 5 days, and that was 3 years ago. Now it isn't, you know, not a problem at all. Didn't tell anybody for a long, long time. And then one guy came that was a friend of my brother. He actually told my sister-in-law. She told my mother. And my mother asked me, is Christy one of those lady men? And I said, yes, she is. And she said to me, does that mean you're a pufter? And I said, well, no, her body's exactly the same as yours now. I said, but I suppose, I mean, she's a man, so one of us must be gay, but it's not me. And then she told me she had cancer about 2 days later and died. So I wish I'd never told her.
During those 3 years, Mark and Christy have built up Koh Samui's most popular transsexual cabaret bar, where every dancer was once a man.
So I built a stage in a bar, and I've got some of the lady boys that actually live on the island. I got a couple from Bangkok, that Christy's friends, and we put a little show together. And it's just snowballed from there.
Men from all over the world regularly descend upon Thailand to have their bodies transformed. One of Thailand's most reputable surgeons in this field is Dr. Preecha Tiwa Channan at Bangkok's Bum Run Grad Hospital. He's a specialist who's carried out over 1,000 sex change operations over the last 20 years.
Like to come to Thailand. Number one, they saw the patient from Thailand. They see that they got a good result. The patient can leave the hospital after about 5 days, and they need another 6 weeks to recuperate. After operation, they just look at the mirror. They look every day, they clean up every day, they look at themselves, they're very happy. All the patients, they're very happy with the operation.
And Christy, who had her operation 8 years ago, is no exception to that.
First, when I wake up in the hospital, I'm crying, I'm very crying because I'm so happy that I'm ready, 100%.
Business is so good at Christy's bar, they're hoping to expand, and Mark has been given an offer he can't refuse.
The guy who owns the band actually came to me because Christie's is a big name on Koh Samui, everybody knows it. Wants me to come on this plot of land to build a cabaret, but a much bigger one and more elaborate than the other one. And then he can sell the rest of the land around it much easier. And he gave me a really good deal on it. It's going to be one of the biggest bars on the island. It will be one of the biggest bars outside of the club. Prime location.
It's a new bar. Toy bar, lady boy bar is a new coming soon, about 2 more months. We'll be there. Christy cabaret show.
With the cabaret business going from strength to strength, Mark's clearly happy with both his business and personal life with Christy.
If I went anywhere now, if I went to live in Australia or I went back to England for a holiday, Christy would go with me, for sure. I mean, if I took Christy anywhere else in the world, nobody would know it was a man. No one would question her sexuality. And even if they did question it, I've got not one problem with it whatsoever. I mean, I've lived with it for 3 years, and it means all. Maybe I am going out, but in a different sort of wine. Doesn't affect me in the least. You only live once. For when all the hair falls out.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Theresa is 39 and her husband is 8 years younger. Although 31-year-old Sebastian can be officially termed her toy boy, it's not the age gap that makes this couple unlikely. 7 years ago, Theresa and Sebastian had a holiday fling that simply wouldn't be flown.
Would you like coffee then? Relaxing, having my coffee. Just give the coffee back, yeah.
It wasn't my idea to have a holiday, it was a friend of mine. We had a really busy summer, working really, really hard. And we both agreed we needed to have a break. So she said, OK, I'll go to this travel agent and I will go and book something. Basically, I said to her, as long as it's got a sandy beach, I don't really care.
And Theresa and her friend Sarah came to a village on the coast of Corfu and stayed in a small hotel with a big attraction.
First time that I saw Sebastian was when I was walking through the restaurant and he was behind the bar. And I just remember him saying, hello, girls, as he does. I just thought, oh, he's quite cute.
Just thought, you know, I fancy her, so I had to find a way to talk to her, and I tried everything and she wouldn't respond very much.
Because I quite liked him, I was too shy to show it. I can be extrovert, but equally if I like somebody, I don't really know how to deal with it.
So I had to play some sort of innuendo to get into talking to her.
And it took 2 weeks of flirting and innuendo for Sebastian to get Theresa on her own.
About 3 o'clock in the morning, after like 2 litres of wine, we were on our own. And we kind of had a chat and everything. And we had our first little kiss. After that, we spent time with each other the next day. And then the following day, I flew home. So it was a very brief encounter.
All of a sudden, this person goes. So you're left with all the sensation, all the feelings, all the heartbeat, full up, and then nothing.
Theresa went back to Blighty, but found it hard to get back into the old routine.
The job was taking so much of my time and energy, I didn't really have much opportunity to go and meet people. And if I did, it was really out late, drinking, getting drunk, getting up the next morning feeling absolutely rotten, smoking far too much, doing all the things you shouldn't do. And I was kind of living a bit of a Bridget Jonesy kind of life, to be quite honest.
But Bridget Jones was about to do a Shirley Valentine. Theresa gave up everything for her holiday fling. She went back to Corfu, tested the water, realised it was love, and the move became permanent.
Most of my friends and family, when they realised that it was a bit more than a holiday romance and it was serious, I don't think they really believed I'd ever have the guts to do what I did. I don't think even I believed it until I got on the plane, to be quite honest.
But once on the plane, there were new challenges waiting ahead.
I don't think many mothers would want their daughters to leave, but she never really said that to me. She just was more worried that I would be happy and I would be able to adjust to the life here. And, you know, she's heard about, you know, all kinds of scare stories about, you know, Greek mother-in-laws and things not working out.
In 1998, Theresa was 33 and she had a holiday romance in Corfu with Sebastian, a 25-year-old waiter. 7 years on, she's still there.
He really is my toy boy. When I met him, he was 25 and I was 33. So there's 8 years or so difference between us.
The thought of my friends and family about being with Theresa was not a very good-looking one. They all had an issue about the age gap, but, you know, who cares about time, really? I was there with a person who I really liked, and I couldn't give a damn whether, you know, anybody said anything about Theresa.
The couple married in a traditional Corfu ceremony in 2003. But when you marry a Greek, you're not just marrying the man, you're marrying the mother-in-law.
My mum had a big issue about it. She would prefer, I think, to have a Greek girl, which is respectable.
She must understand that she's in Greece. She's not anymore in England. She must speak Greek, so she can't speak with all of us. But if she doesn't know, it's very difficult for her. And it's not very nice all the time to ask what they say. And tomorrow, if she has children, she must bring the children in our school, in our church, in our parties, in everything. When they are in England, they do that in England. When they are here, they will do exactly what we do it here.
I think one of the things that we had to deal with, or I had to deal with when I came here, was how to balance my relationship with his mum. Actually, I think that she's been brilliant because, you know, it is hard suddenly to have your whole attention of your son and then to have to share him. It is quite tricky, but I think we've got there. I think we are actually a united family. We have our moments, like any mother-in-law and daughter-in-law.
Theresa does her things her own way, my mum does her things their own way. No one is better than the other. They're both trying for the good of you know, everybody. The trouble is I'm in the middle, and that sometimes is not very pleasant, but we're getting over that one.
I don't think you can get away with not speaking Greek, because it's not possible then to integrate with family and your community, because when you're at a family dinner or with friends, if you don't understand or speak, you're like a lemon, really. But I can speak, badly, but enough for people to understand me.
Theresa and Sebastian now run the family taverna together, and Theresa is fully settled into the Greek lifestyle, although there are some home comforts she still misses.
I really miss Indian food. I think your choices here are quite limited culturally. It's Greek or Greek or Greek, basically.
But for Theresa, there's only one Greek for her.
There's really only one reason why I gave up everything to come here. It wasn't the sun, it wasn't the sea, it wasn't any of that, it was Sebastian. And I really love him, so that's it.
But Sebastian isn't the only Greek man to get a British lady on his love boat. Leah came to Corfu and fell for a Greek man 17 years her senior. He had a boat, but it wasn't all plain sailing.
It was 1979 when I came out on holiday with my girlfriend, best buddy. She'd booked a holiday to Corfu. I had nothing to do with it. And the first week was a boat trip. And the captain of the boat came up. He seemed incredibly tall and big and overpowering as a personality. And he sort of plunked himself down and started chatting me up. I was a bit, ooh.
I met her right in my boat. She came with a group. And then I think I asked her for a date.
He wasn't sort of guy I normally fancied, but I thought, well, why not go for it? We got back to the hotel and I told my friend, she said, you're mad. She said, why do you want to go out? You know, a bit risky. No, she said, I wouldn't do that. And I was speaking to other girls. They said, oh, you mustn't go out with him, but you know, he's married. I was horrified. Oh, God, married? No, I'm not going anywhere on my own with a married man. I'm in Greece, so I don't want to do that. So I stood him up.
And that was that, until Leah won another boat trip, and guess whose boat it was? No, seriously, go on, have a guess.
I was horrified, oh dear. We got on the boat.
Leah, do you need help?
Thank you. He was really off with me. He was obviously really fed up. We exchanged a few words. I sort of sidled over to him and spoke to him. He said, why didn't you turn up then? I said, well, I heard you were married. He said, if I was married, I would be with my wife. That's not true, he said. It's just people spreading nasty rumours.
Right, that's it, until Leah found herself on another boat trip. Yeah, and guess what? Yep, same boat, same Nick, third time lucky.
This time he was a bit chattier. He hesitatingly asked me out again and I agreed. I think it took quite a lot of courage for him to ask me out again.
So after a rough start, Leah and her older man's first date was on solid ground, if a little unusual.
It was quite overwhelming in a way because his parents were there, real village people. Couldn't speak to them at all, and his mother was very hospitable and she was pointing at the food, very welcoming. I was quite charmed by it. I thought it was lovely and felt very safe as well because I was with his parents. So I breathed a sigh of relief after all that. I realised he wouldn't have taken me to dinner with his mum and dad if he was married.
The longer I spent with Nick, the more I fancied him, really.
I fancy you too.
You fancy him from the beginning?
Yes, from the very beginning. Otherwise, it was 45 girls in the boat. Do you remember? So speaking to you, that means I fancy you. There were 45 single women in the boat, yeah, from 18 to 20.
This is why I signed up with Club 1830, all the single girls, isn't it? Yeah.
No, I was working for the Club 1830. I don't know regrets.
Nick may have picked Leah out of 45 women, but in typical British fashion, she was more reserved.
It was obviously more than a holiday romance. I wanted to be with him, but I wasn't going to rush into anything. I wasn't going to just give my life up and move out or anything. It's a big move.
Over 1 million tourists visit Corfu every year and many find love for a fortnight. Leah and Nick's romance, however, has lasted 26 years and counting.
I think definitely it started like a holiday romance. But of course, when the days passing by, you discover that it was something more attractive, something more magnetizing.
I remember after I met Nick, even after the first holiday, I came home and I thought, I really feel now what it is to be loved properly. I remember thinking that. I felt appreciated and loved. And that's why we're still together, I think.
Leah lived between Greece and the UK for 3 years until the couple were married in 1982. But marrying your holiday romance isn't the only unlikely thing about this couple.
Well, we do have a 17 years age gap, Nick and I, but when you fall in love with someone, you fall in love for them.
The age gap didn't make any difference to me because I'm a person that I could be a friend with a 2-year-old boy or girl and a 102-year-old person.
It's not really an issue. He tends sometimes to treat me like his little princess, when I feel like I'm a little girl still, but that's quite nice in a way.
But despite the age gap, the couple are still young at heart.
Wherever we go, we're holding hands. We go for shopping, if we go for movies, if we go for dancing, if we go here and there, and we're still doing it. And I remember somebody who says in the village, says, God bless you, I am with you, we're holding hands after 20 so many years, like kids, like teenagers.
And looking back, Leah still sees the unlikeliness in her relationship.
If you'd have said to me that I would end up and live in Corfu, I would just say, no way. I can remember sitting on the beach when we first came out here, saying to her, isn't this lovely, this island, it's beautiful. It's a great place to come for a honeymoon. Little did I know that I'd just be having a permanent honeymoon here. It's amazing.
"61-year-old Sheila has been taking regular holidays to Egypt for the past 8 years. In February 2001, she met Khaled, an Egyptian belly dancer who at 41 is 20 years her junior.
I wasn't looking for a man. If I was looking for a man, I had plenty of opportunities. There was plenty of people probably that I could have got tied up with, but I didn't want it. It was just something with him.
And there must have been something because just 39 days later, Sheila became his wife. The couple now live in Surrey, but while Sheila is home alone, Khaled is living it up on holiday 2,000 miles away in Cairo.
I met Sheila 2 days before Valentine, 5 years ago in Luxor. I look at her and she look at me. I think something getting up between me and her. And I bought from her a gift from the Valentine Day, a little roses flower to her. and she never forget that.
Over the years, Sheila has made many trips to Egypt, and since marrying Khaled, she's met many of his friends and has made quite the impression.
She seems to be a very sweet woman, Sheila. And they look very cute, very lovely together.
Khaled is extremely open. He's very vibrant. He lives to live.
So you never think about the age, or you never think about any other things except that they are very, very nice people.
So for Sheila, he must have been a breath of fresh air. He must have been a total breath of fresh air.
She met a lot of people. She been a lot of places. She never been there before with me. And she making a lot of friends now. And it's completely, Sheila, she changed, completely she changed.
As well as seeing friends and family, Khaled is also in Egypt to buy clothes. Belly dancing clothes. Khaled has been dancing since the age of 7, and since moving to the UK, his career as a male belly dancer has taken off.
I have to be belly dancing. I have to move to UK because the UK accept me there more than in Egypt here as a male belly dancing.
Sheila has become his unofficial manager, and while she's happy to build up his career, she's not quite so happy about all the female attention he receives.
Every woman, every Eve, she have a jealous about Adam, and but Sheila, she understand my work more than me. About jealous, yeah, it is the same any woman. Natural woman, she getting jealous.
I do miss him. I miss him quite a lot, and I think he misses me. He's always pleased to be home.
But Sheila won't have to miss him for much longer, because tomorrow he'll be back in Blighty.
Tomorrow I'm going up to pick him up at the airport and meet him when he comes through. Quite often it's emotional, but sometimes it's not. Depends how long he's been away. But no, yeah, could be.
For the past week, Khaled has been in Egypt, but today he's flying back to England. But not before he makes a quick trip to his favourite dress designer. Sheila met Khaled in Egypt 4 years ago, and when she first laid eyes on him, it was her belly that was dancing.
I knew Khaled was the right person for me. In my heart, there was an attraction there. It was a heart beating fast, and I did look forward to it, and I did look forward to seeing him every day after that.
After then, for 1 month, she came back again to Egypt, and she phoned me, and I met her, and I said to her, I can't stay with you because I'm a Muslim, I have to marry you. And she accepted, and she said yes.
Sheila had known Khaled for less than 6 weeks when they got married in Egypt, but there was a reason for the rush.
The law in Egypt is quite strict. You're not supposed to walk down the road holding hands or anything like that, and you can't go into hotels without a marriage certificate. So to get over the fact that we couldn't sort of spend quality time together, we got married.
But Sheila doesn't have to worry about public displays of affection anymore. That's if Khaled ever turns up.
I'll give him another half hour.
1 hour later, Sheila finally spots her man.
He's just coming down now in a white shirt.
And it's an emotional reunion.
It's great to see him again. Lovely. Even though he looks half asleep.
And Khaled is gonna need his beauty sleep because tomorrow night it's showtime. 41-year-old Egyptian belly dancer Khaled is now settled back in England with his 61-year-old wife Sheila.
You take your trousers off on the chair.
Yeah.
Next day, another pair of trousers on the chair.
Yeah.
Next day, another pair of trousers on a chair. Where's your socks get put? Where do you put your socks, lovey?
Later tonight, Khaled will be strutting his stuff Egyptian styly during a belly dancing night in Southsea. But first, there's more shopping to do, only this time it ain't for clothes. Both Sheila and Khaled have been married before, and in the early days of their relationship, they found that life wasn't all singing and dancing.
It would have been easier if you'd found an Egyptian woman and married her and lived in Egypt. You would have had no problem with English, would you? Same as if I could have met someone in England and married them.
You done before, and me I done before, and I don't.
It didn't work.
It didn't work exactly.
Didn't have the same sparkle, did it?
But not everyone saw the sparkle at first.
I think the family were very wary of Khaled. Some of them thought he was marrying me to get a passport to England. Nobody ever said that to me, but I know in my own mind that's what they were thinking. Now my mother thinks the world of him. He can do no wrong in her eyes. My daughters have accepted him. If it makes me happy, then they're happy. And the rest of the family, well, it's my life. I'll do what I want to do and what makes me happy.
If people think I am just married Sheila because it's visa, or if I work in England, I work in Egypt and I work anywhere. This is the relationship between husband and wife. This is what I do like her. She's always with me. She's behind me all the time.
And whether in front or behind, Sheila doesn't miss a trick.
And now he's chatting up the women. Typical. Even when we're shopping. You got cold. What are you doing chatting to the women, lovey?
I'm not chatting. She come and ask me. And she come and ask me. She doesn't ask anybody. She can't ask me. And I don't know.
Did you say I speak no English? That's a good get out. I don't speak English. Where are we off to now, lovey?
Well, Sheila and her lovey are off for one of Khaled's many belly dancing gigs, and Sheila's determined that his female admirers don't get too familiar.
The girls take him the wrong way. They think, oh, you know, he's friendly, oh, he fancies me. It's not that, it's Khaled's nature. You know, he is a very friendly person and he will do anything for anybody and he will help anybody. It doesn't mean to say he wants to go out with them.
Khaled and his wife Sheila have come to Southsea for a night at a restaurant. Only tonight they won't be eating. Instead, Khaled will be using his belly for an altogether different reason.
We're here tonight because we come to see the male belly dancer, Allie. We've heard he's really good, so we're really looking forward to it, so it should be an excellent evening.
I've actually been taking lessons with Khaled for about a year, and it is erotic, yes, but it's controlled.
I'm just looking forward to seeing it. I'm hoping to go home feeling extremely erotic after seeing Khaled.
The amount of female attention that Khaled receives means that Sheila is 100% behind him in more ways than one. But she has done everything possible to encourage her husband's love of dancing.
When I first met Khaled, I didn't know he was a dancer, so it was a bit of a shock, but a nice shock. If you see him dance, then you know why. And I just thought to myself, well, I've got to try and help him sort of progress over here and help him dance over here and teach over here, because if he doesn't do it, it's a waste of his talent.
And it's a talent that certainly attracts the ladies.
I don't think there's anybody in there that's going to pinch his bum tonight, but they won't be able to because you're stopping. But I don't think there's anybody there tonight. We'll be all right tonight.
Don't be so sure, Sheila. Khaled is the belly of the ball, while his wallflower wife Sheila looks on proudly.
People often ask me how I feel when Khaled goes and dances. I don't mind. I love watching him. If he goes to a restaurant, more often than not, I'm there with him. And I just stand there and watch. And I'm proud of him. I'm not jealous of him. I'm proud of him because I know he doesn't let people touch him. They do try to touch him. He smacks them. And I'm not jealous of the women when he dances. Now and again I will get jealous. But I know Khaled wouldn't do anything. He's got a good heart. And I'm proud of him. I'm absolutely proud of him. I think he's done well, and I love watching him.
The night has been a roaring success, and both Khaled and Sheila are on cloud nine.
You like it? It's good fun.
Every night, when we come down to a restaurant, this is what it is. There's one big laugh right from start to finish, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And if you'd asked me this 15 years ago, would I be sitting here or standing here with a belly dancer like Khaled is, I'd have said no way. No way would I ever be doing this. But I love it, and it's fantastic, and he's a fantastic dancer. What more could you ask for?
But Sheila's eagle eyes didn't let her down.
Did you see her?
No, I didn't see it. I didn't feel it at all.
No, she didn't touch you.
No, she doesn't touch me.
No, she didn't touch you, but she kept going behind you and just going. And I thought, don't you dare touch him. I just hope the future brings more work for him, and I hope it pays off for him in the end, and I hope he gets what he wants. But I enjoy it, and I've met a lot of people through him. I've got a lot more friends, and it's great. It's a great life, and I wouldn't change it. I love him to bits, and he's my husband. Nobody else can have him.
Despite the 31-year age gap, 51-year-old Dave and 20-year-old Tony have been together for 3 years.
He doesn't even act his age. In fact...
You were 7 and she looked about 24. It's 3 years ago, yeah.
And it still feels as though we've only just met yesterday.
I still don't know your name.
Tony boarded Dave's bus 3 years ago and they hit it off, arranging to meet for a healthy date at the gym.
You asked me, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't ask him out at all. I don't do things like that.
You said I'll meet
No.
you. You did. You said I'll meet you at the gym.
No.
And I didn't turn up.
We arranged to go to the gym together, but someone didn't show up. I don't know whether he was shy, whether he was nervous or...
Shy and nervous.
But Dave got over his nerves and the couple started meeting at the gym regularly as friends.
The gym was the place where we sort of cemented our friendship more than anything.
Yeah, because we shared the same hobbies.
You know, I thought because of the age gap that we wouldn't have any interests, the same sort of interests, and this is one thing that was holding me back. And then found out we had the same interests and likes and dislikes. One thing led to another. It was a natural progression.
Well, I felt comfortable with him from day one.
So I was living on my own, and
So-
Tony wasn't happy where she was. So
It just happened naturally, to be honest with you.
Although being together was easy for these unlikely lovers, friends and family were more of a problem.
We have made a lot of sacrifices, and that involves our family. Either they don't want to know us, or, you know, we don't want to know them because they're not happy.
it's not a case that we don't want to know them. It's just that they've made the choice. We didn't make a conscious decision to give everybody up. They made the choice, not us. And if they want to be small-minded and bitter, let them. We aren't, are we?
We're not, because we're happy together, and no matter what happens, we won't let anyone get in the way with it.
That's it.
Although Tony has a career ambition that most men wouldn't be happy with their partner doing.
Ever since I was at a young age, I've always wanted to do modelling. I went on the glamour websites and looked at all the girls that were on, and I thought, well, if they can do it, so can I.
It turns out she may be able to, as Tony has a test shoot with a leading glamour photographer and Dave's behind her all the way.
I love her to bits. And if she's got the chance to do what she wants to do, go ahead and she'll have my support, without a doubt.
But will Dave be as supportive when reality hits home? 20-year-old wannabe glamour model Tony and her 51-year-old lover are shopping for lingerie for her first shoot. And Dave isn't complaining. Well, not really.
I don't often come with her, you know. I hate shopping.
And just as well for Dave that Tony's friend Zoe has come along for the ride. So it takes the pressure off him in the retail therapy stakes.
No, there must be a reason for them. But what they are, I don't know. She comes and goes and does whatever she wants. She dresses the way she wants. She goes out when she wants. She comes in when she wants. That's not to say that I don't care or don't worry, because I do. But basically that's it. I don't care about other people anymore. I did used to. I don't anymore. I think we've learned to live, after 3 years now, we've learned to live with it, and we get on with our own lives, basically. I mean, she's great and she's bubbly, she's nice, she's happy. So it's no big deal. It just comes normally and naturally, and when I see her, I just want to give her a hug and a kiss and a cuddle.
Right, what shall I wear with that?
What about this?
Yeah, I like that.
It's nice, isn't it?
When I've spoken to Tony about, Dave's age, she said she's attracted anyway to older guys, and she always has been.
I think you'd have to learn kung fu to wear that.
It's important to look nice for Dave, but I mean, I like doing things like this anyway. It makes me feel in charge.
It is important that Tony looks nice, but it's probably more important for Tony that Tony looks nice than for me, because I think she looks gorgeous all the time.
I'll try these on.
But the shopping trip isn't just to look nice for 51-year-old Dave. 20-year-old Tony is an aspiring glamour model, and she has her first shoot coming up. That said, Dave probably won't be complaining about his girl's sexy new gear.
That is superb.
Is it nice?
Yeah.
Ever since I was at a young age, I've always wanted to do modelling. When I was about 7, I just used to do little poses in the mirrors now and again and just look at my reflections.
You still do?
But will Dave still be smiling on the day of the shoot? It's the day of 20-year-old Tony's first ever glamour shoot. And Dave, boyfriend of 3 years and who is 31 years her senior, has come along to support her.
I know how important it is to her to do this. Give her the chance, so this is the one chance, it's a one-off. So I'm going to give her my 110%, aren't I?
Had you ever been out with someone old before, or is this your first?
No.
Is it different?
It doesn't feel different, because, I mean, he looks after me, takes care of me.
Do you live with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he treats me the way I want to be treated.
Have you had boyfriends before or not? Or
Yeah. But
Okay.
it wasn't serious, and I wasn't ready to settle down with any of them. I think the reason being was because they came across like too mature. I like older men because they know how to treat a woman. Wouldn't you agree?
No. Close your eyes.
It's important to have Dave's support because I don't speak to my family, and the only family I have is Dave. He encourages me, which is fantastic, and he gives me 100%, and it makes me feel more confident and more determined in doing what I'm doing now. He's prepared to support me all the way.
I don't think I'd be jealous at all. I'd be proud, I think. I'm proud. Look at this. Hey, there's my lady. No, there's my lady. She's in the paper. I'll be showing it to people.
Well, there's not been any jealousy in the past 3 years that we've been together. I mean, I can't see any jealousy occurring when I get there. Not if I get there, when I get there.
Right, well, it's time to see. Tony could well be the next Jordan, which would make Dave Peter Andre, wouldn't it? Well, kind of.
She did the very basics very simply, and she did it well. She's a nice kid, and just hope she gets the break.
Fingers crossed.
I'll become a successful glamour model.
Maybe when I get home tonight, I'll get a private showing.
And after the private showing, maybe Dave will change his mind about his girlfriend taking to the limelight. Unlikely lovers Tony, 20, and Dave, 51, are back home from the glamour shoot, and the realities are sinking in.
It's a hard world out there, especially in the modelling industry, and you just have to learn to stick up for yourself. No matter what, I won't give up. I'll carry on trying until I get where I want to get.
He may be 31 years her senior, but Tony knows no matter what, she's got Dave through thick and thin.
I can't say that I don't ever give it a thought, but sometimes it's like what's going to happen to Tony in, say, 20 years' time when, she'll still only be 40. And that sort of thing does play on my mind. It's just another part of life, isn't it?
I love Dave to bits, without a doubt, and I'll just carry on showing my love and affection,
Can't ask for anything more, can I?
Until whenever.
Until my wheelchair and my nappies.
Well, just about.
Besides the age gap thing, I mean, there's an awful lot of people frown on it. The Asian English type thing, it's mainly my friends, really, wasn't it? Or ex-friends.
Yeah, well, his so-called friends, anyway.
But what actually has happened is we've just found a new circle of friends.
I've not felt so close to anyone as I have to Dave. He's a gentleman, he's caring, considerate, affectionate, just everything I've always wanted in a man.
I am a lucky man. I think I'm a very lucky man. I mean, she's so beautiful. I just love her. I love the way she walks, she dresses. She's got class.
We're happy together, and no matter what happens, we won't let anyone get in the way with it.
That's it.